Alright, I'm just going to do one more segment. Because I guess these are starting to add up a little bit. And I don't know. Okay, so we left off with a girl that was falling for a guy with really low self-esteem. And basically he is talking about she's settling and this and that. Okay, I know there's more that she wants to say, but he'll completely shut down when he has a bad day. Yada yada. Okay, well, if I were with someone and she talked that way, then I would start to question if I really am settling, because, when someone tells you something, believe them, So, I don't know, I used to have a friend that I lost touch with that had really low self-esteem, and she would kind of go on these random, rants about how she's ugly, and this and that. And I'd be like, no, you're not. And I didn't think she was ugly. Now I kind of do, but I didn't back then. But that's a personal thing. But anyway, I would not stay involved with someone who has super low self-esteem and talks like that. I'd want to be with someone who loves herself. Because if he shuts down like that when he has a bad day, he could end up ghosting you completely in the future. I've experienced that. My friend was super low self-esteem, randomly ghosted me. And in a way, I came out a lot better for it, because now I'm nowhere near as afraid of rejection as I used to be. But based on my personal experience, granted it wasn't a relationship, it was a friendship, but it was a friendship that I was interested in potentially becoming more. And she knew that I was interested in more. And she continued to remain friends with me for a while, and then just randomly ghosted me. And she didn't say yes or no. She was like, well, I'll have to consider it. Never really gave me an answer. And then I felt like I was basically auditioning at that point. Even though I really wasn't, because she just had low self-esteem and really no suitors, now that I think about it. I was under some weird spell. It was weird. Ooh. Alright, but yeah, don't get involved. I would back out of that. Alright. Just venting. This looks like a fun one. Why do men have to be pursuers? That's not who I am. Amen, brother. This is a 29-year-old man. Never been in a relationship before. Have been on some dates, though. Same. Good to know I'm not the only one. I'm decently attractive, have a variety of interests, am physically active, have a decent career, have a semi-active social life, etc. Not trying to say I'm some perfect catch, but I've spent all my 20s working on improving myself. Hey, me too, dude! Are you me? Did I post this? No, I did not post this. This guy's username is helpme909090. It's like he just created this account to ask for help. My real name is I was dumb and I made my real name my Reddit username a while ago. So I can't change it. And I can't troll people. Because my name is so unique that people would know it was me. That's why I don't tell you my real name. Anyway, the answer's that all guys end of... Okay, well, that's some bad spelling. And I just realized I don't tell you my real name on my Spreaker show, but if you were to see me on Twitter or YouTube or Spotify, My real name very well might be on those profiles, so it should be pretty easy for you to figure out my name if you wanted me to. So I'm not naive enough to think that this is anonymous. Anything you post on the internet is there forever, and I assume that risk. I just won't tell you where I work. So, because I actually like my job. So, I don't have a good dating life, but I got a good job. Anyway, okay, so, this guy's like me. He's mad that he hasn't found a relationship. He says, of course, self-improvement alone doesn't mean anything in the context of finding a relationship. You could be the most perfect guy in the world, but if you just mind your own business, no one will ever look your way. The answer that all guys end up coming to is that we have to be the pursuer. Whether it's old, random strangers, friends, coworkers, whatever, the man must be the one to put himself out there and deal with the consequences. Frankly, that isn't okay with me. I am an introvert, and I have to be very measured as I open up to people and make connections, but when I do connect with people, I'm a very vibrant and social person. I don't think there's nothing wrong with being this way. Double negative. You meant to say, I don't think there's anything wrong with being this way. It's part of who I am, and yet, if I ever want a relationship, any basic advice would tell me otherwise. It is wrong to be this way, and I have to fix this incorrect part of myself. Okay, so, you have a social meter, yes? Use it wisely. I have a friend who's an introvert, who seems like an extrovert. He uses his social meter wisely. Granted, I haven't hung out with him in like 2 fucking weeks. We've been texting about possible plans. I think he drained his social meter yesterday at a social event that I decommitted to because of another friend that I had beef with. And that's a whole different thing. Not going to get into. But anyway, he's an introvert. And he's super into going to bars. And he's really good at getting women. He has this natural, smiley, happy-go-lucky, kind of dumb persona to him, where he kind of comes across as the lovable idiot, always with a smile on his face, seems like an extrovert, and he gets the girls. So, that's what you gotta do, man. And, you would think that with all the high percentage of women who identify as feminists, you would think there'd be more pursuing than what really happens out there. I go on, I used to, I should say. I don't do these apps anymore, but I remember getting a Bumble account. And I got it because the women had to message first. I thought to myself, ooh, okay. I sometimes struggle with the first line. Let's see what happens if a woman takes the initiative. I tried to play along by the feminist rules. The modern rules. And you know what happened? I'd get, most of my matches would not message me. And one that did was asking if I had any friend who looked enough like her and her friend or something like that, because she needed a fake ID and she needed someone else's ID to get into the bars on Broadway. This is in downtown Nashville. Broadway is where all the country venues are. So you got these 20-year-olds who match with me, hoping I could get them a fake ID. And for what it's worth, she said I was cute. And that her and her friends would buy me drinks if they did that if I could do that for me. If I could do that for them. I couldn't. I got unmatched. That's it. That was on Bumble. And, I think it was Bumble. For the sake of the story, we'll say it was on Bumble. And, you get some that just don't message, or if they do, they just say hi, which means it's still up to you to come up with a line, the conversation starter. So even though they've been empowered to take charge, they ultimately put you there. They want you to control the narrative. They want to be courted a little bit. They want to be swept off their feet, whether they care to admit it or not. Okay, so anyway, he goes on to say, why? Why isn't it good enough to just be me? Why do I have to pretend to be this super outgoing dude who doesn't give a fuck what anyone thinks, who talks to women in line at the coffee shop, or invites women out on dates from his rock climbing class? Okay, who's taking rock climbing classes? I don't know anybody who does that. Okay, anyway. I'm not interested in bothering people who are just going about their day because, frankly, it's creepy and annoying. Why do I have to be this guy who spends hours daily swiping on apps, constantly coming up with unique openers for each profile that won't even respond to my text anyway? Yes, preach. That isn't me. That's a fake version of me that I'd have to create to be eligible to be loved. If I were to attract a woman this way, they would be attracted to a fake me, and I don't think I would be attracted to women who would like that person anyway. Yeah, like, it can be good enough to just be you, but you've got to meet. I remember one time listening to the radio. You know, they do these things called breaks, which is different from commercial breaks. It's where the DJ will have a little segment on some maybe lighthearted or funny news story or a fun fact, but they did one about this, actually. The best places for singles to meet. Like the percentage of where relationships start. And here's the top two. The second was through work. And I don't think that's a good idea. Don't shit where you eat. Don't date a coworker. I mean, I wouldn't exist if it wasn't for, my parents who were coworkers getting together. But the coworker thing, it's risky. It doesn't work out. It could be bad. But I just number one is through a mutual friend, or a friend of a friend. Hey, I got someone I'd like you to meet. Maybe your friend's sister has a friend. And you meet at some big gathering where you two just happen to coincidentally be there. That's the kind of stuff. So, if your friend, anytime your friend or a friend of a friend invites you to a thing, go. You never know who you'll meet. I met someone interesting at a party a couple months ago, but I guess I asked about her, and apparently she's kind of going through a period where she's abstaining from dating for whatever reasons that are her business, and yeah, so she's not really available right now, which is fine. Or I could be a woke person and say, which is valid. They take that word, which was originally used in for contracts, a valid agreement, a valid ID, legal, in terms of legalities, this opinion, what, that logic is valid. Oh, it's legal? I don't know. But anyway, he says, I genuinely don't see a solution here. Genuinely. Don't see a solution here. It's either suck it up and be a man or die alone. No in between. There will never be a cultural shift where women suddenly want to approach me. They don't have to and they never will. Nor are there actual in-person spaces designed for these types of interactions. No, bars do not count. Yes, they do. You must not drink. I'm not trying to go on some rant and say, I'm entitled to a relationship, but I'm just frustrated that being my authentic best self isn't good enough with the way dating culture is set up. I am not good enough. If I was good enough, I wouldn't be me. Okay, at the end, that just sounded too sad. Look, man, and we're going to wrap this up. I got less than a minute. They only let me do 15-minute segments at a time, and this is going to be it. You can't fall into that victim mindset, dude. You'll end up nowhere. You'll just end up staying home at night, jerking off to people on porn sites that you wouldn't even be attracted to in real life. You just know. Just stop feeling sorry for yourself, dude. Put yourself out there, and bars do count. If you don't like bars, go to a coffee shop. Something with a bar-type seating. Or go to a dog park if you like dogs. I don't know, dude. Stop being a victim. All right, show's over. Bye.